upon you are Shalom, stand and face Jerusalem. Blessing of the Sabbath. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Asherah.
Asherah.
Nathalanawa.
Nathalanawa.
Ashabaf.
Ashabaf.
Bashalawam.
Bashalawam.
The water.
The water.
Amen.
Amen.
English translation. Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, that give to us the Sabbath in peace. Thank you, so be it. Ta'alim Ma'a Asherayim Akkad. Psalm 121. Y'all cannot read everything. Anya, Rayam, Yinimya, Rayam, Mayan, Yabu'a, Izoya, Yabu'a, Mayahawa, Shaisha, Shamayam, Wa'arataza, La'a, Yanathan, Tamawat, Wagalia, Yala'a, Yanawam, Shashamaka, Ana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yeshan, Shashoma, Yashurala, Yahawa, Shemaya, Yahawa, Tazalia, Ayel, Yad, Yenyimyad, Yawmam, Hashemash, La'a, Achaya, Rairat, La'a, Balayala, Yahawa, Yashamoya, Makal, Rai, Yashamor, Nabasha, Yahawa, Yashamor, Awlakia, Abuaya, Maitha, Wa'ai, Aiwulam, Bahasham, Yahausha, the water, Amen.
Psalm 121. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore.
Amen. Shema Yashwala, hear Israel. Shema Yashirala, Yahweh, Allah Haynawa, Yahweh, Akkad. Shema Yashirala, Yahweh, Allah Haynawa, Yahweh, Akkad. Shema Yashirala, Yahweh, Allah Haynawa, Yahweh, Akkad.
Deuteronomy 6 and 4. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Amen.
Amen. Yahweh Tafala, Yahweh's prayer. Abiyanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakovka, Taba'a, Ratazawanka, Haya, Aisha, Barataza, Ka, Bashamayim, Lathananawa, Lacham, Yawam, Za,
Za.
Wasalaknawa,
Wasalaknawa.
Kawafnawa,
Kawakinawa.
Kasalaknawa,
Kadalaknawa.
Kawafyanawa,
Kawakinawa.
Wala'a,
Wala'a.
Abionawa,
Ayanawa.
O,
O.
Nasai 1,
Nasai 1.
Abo,
Abo.
Aoshainawa,
Awashinawa.
Morai,
Morai.
Kaya,
Kaya.
Laka,
Laka.
Amalakwa,
Amalakwa.
Wa'ala,
Wa'ala.
Wataparat,
Wa'atapara.
La'ayulam,
Wa'ayulam.
Aman.
Aman. Matthew 6 and 9. After this manner therefore pray, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen.
Amen. Ashura Matazawat, the Ten Commandments. La'a,
La'a.
Yahaya,
Yahaya.
Laka,
Laka.
Alahayim,
Alahayim.
Alkaryim,
Alkar.
Alpunya,
Alpunya.
La'a,
La'a.
Daisha,
Daisha.
Laka,
Laka.
Poso,
Paso.
Wala'a,
Wala'a.
Daibudum,
Gaidam.
La'a,
La'a.
Talakwaka,
Talakwaka.
Shamwa,
Talumwa.
Yahawa,
Yahaw.
Lahaika,
Lahaika.
Lashua,
Lashua.
Zukor,
Zukor.
Ab, Ayuwam,
Ayawam.
Ashabaf,
Ashabat.
Lakudashwa,
Lamadasha.
Kabad,
Kabad.
Abika,
Abika.
Wa'amaka,
Wa'amka.
La'a,
La'a.
Tuatazat,
Wa'atizat.
La'a,
La'a.
Taganab,
Tagana.
La'a,
La'a.
Takamad,
Takama.
Ko,
Kol.
Ashura,
Ashura.
La'aika,
La'aika.
Aman.
Amen. Exodus 22. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gate. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, seeing all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father, thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Amen.
Aman. Yeshua, please be seated. Barakata Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ashura, Natananawa, Paya Agapan, Tuwada Aman, La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Af Yasha'ala. Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, that gives to us the fruit of the vine. Thank you, so be it. To Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, with Israel. Madwa upon you, Jerusalem, sins for Jerusalem. Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Agado,
Haggadah,
Rakaram,
Rakaram,
Abiyah,
Abiyah,
Wadama'ah,
Wadama'ah,
Ayuwan,
Ayuwan,
Malak,
Malak,
Shaw,
Shah,
Shamayim,
Shamayim,
Ra'arataza,
Barakatah,
Rako,
Rokal,
Tabaryam,
Tabar,
Kayayim,
Kayayam,
Wagum,
Wagam,
Hamashiach,
Hamashiach,
Mayahawa,
Mayahawa,
Arawandawa,
Adawanna,
Ahabnawa,
Ahabna,
Apalah,
Abdullah,
Ya'itaza,
Yoaitza,
Yahusha,
Yahusha,
Zakarnawa,
Zakarnawa,
Yahawa,
Yahweh,
Ratazawan,
Ratazawan,
Anka,
Anka,
Yasha'ala,
Yasha'ala,
Aizornawa,
Azarna,
Bana,
Bana,
Wasap,
Wasap,
Yasha'ala,
Yasha'ala,
O,
Al,
Nanawa,
Nanaw,
Yamyun,
Yamyan,
Aitha,
Aita,
Kaiwamyam,
Kayawum,
Akudam,
Akudam,
Abakushai,
Babusha,
Shalat,
Shalat,
Micah
Ma'ala,
Ratazawadat,
Ratazadat,
Alahayam,
Alahayam,
La,
La,
Maganawa,
Maganaw,
Wapanawa,
Rapanaw,
Washamor,
Washamor,
Alnawa,
Alnaw,
Baikor,
Baikor,
Shalat,
Shalat,
Aroka,
Aroka,
Shal,
Shal,
Yahushai,
Yahabusha,
Nawa,
Elgaw,
Lalamudnawa,
Lalamanaw,
Rabiam,
Rabiam,
Kakama,
Rakama,
Tabana,
Tabna,
Tabawana,
Tabawana,
Wada
Wada'ai,
Shal,
Shal,
the Barka,
Tabaraka,
Bahasham,
Bahasham,
Yahushai,
Yahusha,
the Wada,
the Wada,
the Myad,
Tamir,
Raiwalam,
Raidalam,
Aman.
Aman.
English translation. Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the great, merciful, mighty, terrible, most high power, King of heaven and earth, and all things living, and also the anointed from Yahweh, our Lord, our friend, the wonderful counselor, Yahushua. Remember us, Yahweh, favorably, your people Israel. Help us build and guide Israel. Most high, we beg you, right now, like the days of old. Please send Michael and the righteous powers to protect us, heal us, and watch over us. Mainly send the spirit of Yahushua to us, to teach us much wisdom, much knowledge, much understanding of thy word. In the name of Yahushua, thank you, always and forever. So be it. Repeat the Hebrew one. Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, that gives to us the law. Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Ba'ashem Yahushua,
Ba'ashem Yahusha,
Asherah,
Asherah,
Latananawa,
Zatanao,
Athawarah.
Atawara.
Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, that gives to us the light to see. Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Ba'ashem Yahushua,
Ba'ashem Yahusha,
Asherah,
Asherah,
Latananawa,
Zatanao,
Awar,
Aru,
La'arah.
Larat.
Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, that gives to us the ram song to call the people. Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Ba'ashem Yahushua,
Ba'ashem Yahusha,
Asherah,
Asherah,
Nathanawa,
Zatanao,
Koran,
Larat,
Ayo,
Ayo,
Dakorah,
Larat,
A'ayim.
Ahai.
Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, that gives to us the olive oil to anoint Israel. Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Ba'ashem Yahushua,
Ba'ashem Yahusha,
Asherah,
Asherah,
Nathanawa,
Zatanao,
Ashemun,
Asheman,
Zayah,
Zaya,
Lamanshak,
Lamashak,
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Yeshua, peace be seated. All right, Shalom, Yasha'ala.
Shalom.
Welcome to Yasha'ala Kanas, where we teach that the so-called Negroes and Hispanics, those scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, are the real Jews that the Bible speaks of. Today is the Lord's Sabbath day, and my name is Kahan Poquad. I will be doing the service. And today's reading will be in the Apocrypha, 2nd Esdras, chapter 7 and chapter 8. As regularly scheduled, every Sabbath, as the ritual and custom, we come to worship on the seventh day. In Exodus, it says the seventh day is holy unto the Most High, and it is our gratitude and duty to come on this day to celebrate or to keep the Sabbath day holy. Shalom, brothers and sisters. Shalom to those scattered in different states watching us on the live stream. Shalom to the brothers here. And together, we will go over this chapter in 2nd Esdras. Hope that we had a good week. We take care of whatever we had to take care of during those days last week. Actually, today is the end of the week, the 7th day. So the last couple of days, I hope that you too. And if not, set it for another day, starting Sunday, which is the first day of the week. What we know when we were in the well. Sunday is, and not, the day of rest, as we have been indoctrinated to believe based on teaching of the Catholic Church, Catholicism, which was brought to us by the European, the so-called whites. Okay. We're gonna continue to read about Mosai. And continue to question the Mosai about things that he needs to know about life, about the different things that's happening to the nation of Israel. We are God's chosen people, yet God's chosen people are in a situation of suffering all throughout the four corners of the earth. Why is that? Why we are going through the problems we're going through? And those are the questions that Esdras had, and who better to go to find out the answer to this problem but the Most High, other than the Most High, right? So, is it wrong to question the Most High? That's a question that we need to ask. Is it wrong to question the Most High? Because the believers of the Most High, those who believe in the Most High and Yahushua, like Habakkuk. Habakkuk questioned the Most High. Why is it evil happening? That was the one question that Habakkuk had for the Most High. And later on, the Most High answered. After he got the answer, he rejoiced. So he knows that what was happening for a specific purpose. And the purpose was the Most High's purpose. Now, it's okay to question the Most High, but how we question the Most High, the manner in which why we question the Most High. Are we questioning the Most High based on sincerity or based on lack of trust in the Most High? If it's coming from a sincere heart or sincere mind, it's okay to have questions. But the problem is many people question with rebellious, untrusting mind, not truly trying to get an answer from the Most High. They just question because they sometimes get frustrated, right? Out of frustration and rebelliousness, they question the Most High, but not questioning out of sincerity. Rather, they try to attack the character of the Most High because the Most High allows something to happen, which they did not desire for it to happen. And oftentimes, we don't have eyes to see the future. So we don't have the brilliant eyes of the Most High. So we cannot see what he's doing beyond the scene. Sometimes we ask the question, why? And later on, we find out how things turn out. We're like, man, at the time I was going through this, I could never foresee that's how it would turn out. Now we appreciate what we went through. So now it's one thing to ask the Most High a question. Now, doubting the Most High is something different. It's one thing to ask the Most High a question, and doubt him is another another thing. To question his existence. And when we read in the scripture, it's okay because the Most High never talk about when he started the Genesis, he pretty much laid it out there and he said in the beginning the Most High do this, but the Most High never put it out there in the beginning, I exist. It's just assuming. It's based on assuming that he already exists because he started out saying in the beginning. Right? So the Most High is not trying to prove his existence to us. He just know that he exists. Because sometimes in some confusing situation that we might find ourselves in, we got to pray for wisdom and expect an answer in a confusing time. When things are happening to us, then we don't have the answer, right? The best thing to do is to pray to the Most High for wisdom and expect to get an answer from the Most High. And give the Most High thanks every day right? Give the Most High thanks every day and trust in the Lord with all thine heart, because he knows what he's doing. All right, so this is a brief introduction of what we're about to read in Esdras about questioning the Most High.
Yeah, the thing is that with the Most High, you know, the Most High reserve a lot of things for himself, you know,
Right,
and it's not for us to know.
right,
A lot of things are not for us to know because we think of certain things that we on, but the Most High always existed. The Most High always existed. There was not anything that he born, live, and die like we see ourselves. So we looking from our existence society, and the Most High don't have to answer us. That he's doing
right,
all his ways and so on and so forth. No, because that's that we cannot comprehend.
right.
And the Most High is the Most High.
Shalom. All right. So we'll be waiting for you to settle. The brother just walk in, so allow him a couple minutes to get himself ready, since we haven't started reading the book yet that we're about to go over. We reading in the Apocrypha today. Second Esdras, chapter 7 and chapter 8. So the Most High reveal himself through the scriptures. The Most High reveals himself through the scriptures, through his creation. That's how we know the Most High exists, through his creation. Let me know when you're ready. Chapter 7, yes. All right, so the Most High exists, and he started out showing his existence through his creation. Let's go to Romans, chapter 1 and 20. Yeah, how come you can read it once you have it? Romans chapter 1 and verse 20.
Romans chapter 1, verse 20. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse.
All right, so through his creation, from the beginning, he started out creating things. In the beginning, the Most High do this in Genesis. So through his creation, he showed forth his existence. So the nature of creation reveals to everyone God's invisible qualities. So with that, we're going to start out in 2nd Esdras. The first scripture again was Romans chapter 1 and verse 20. That's the first scripture we just pulled. You can write it down in your note as the first scripture that we use. It is evident, right? The Most High doesn't just talk. We see the Most High started to action through action, right? The Most High does action. The Most High started to prove his existence through action. He started to create, and that's how he showed his existence with evidence. That's how you know he's a judge. Establish facts or establish something happened or not by the evidence presented. So the Most High being the number one judge, leading by example, he started by creation, showing that he exists through evidence. So Romans 1 and 20 clearly show that Paul understood that fact. All right, so let's get started now. We pull Romans 1 and 20. So evidence from cause and effect. Cause and effect. The Most High is the cause. The creation is the evidence. The wind blew, the trees grow. Right. It's the effect. Cause and effect in the world. In order for this to happen, there must be a cause. And the cause that makes it to happen is not a Big Bang theory. Right? It's not a Big Bang theory that caused the trees to grow, that caused men to be walking, reasoning. So it is by purpose of the Most High. It is intelligent design. Right? Intelligent behind what happened. So he's the cause for everything that we see happening. So let's go to 2nd Esdras now to get started. And we said it is okay to question God with sincerity, not out of rebelliousness. Or when we go to some situations, so if God exists, why is this happening? Why is that happening? Out of frustration or out of lack of trust for the Most High, sometimes we question, but it shouldn't be for that purpose. In that case, the Most High is not obligated to answer to any of us But if we come with a sincere heart, we want to know, we want to find wisdom, then he will give us a little bit of what he wants us to understand. Okay? So it's good to question out of sincerity. So response to Ezra's questions. Verse 1. And when I made an end of speaking, the angel which had been sent unto me the night before, so when he made an end of questioning, now it's going to be the angel's turn to answer Ezra based on the question he posed. Verse 2. And he said unto me, Up, Ezra, and hear the word that I am come to tell thee. He unto me, I am come to tell thee. Hear the word that I am come to tell thee. Verse 3. And I said, Speak on. That's Ezra says, Speak on, my God. Then said he unto me, The sea is set in a wide place. In a wide place. That it might be deep and great. Was far now. But put the case that were narrow and like a river into the sea to look upon it. Right? It said when the sea was put in place, right? The entrance to the sea was in a narrow way, in a narrow place. So,
this guy right here.
Right? It was like a river. So if some people wanted to go to the sea to look at it or to navigate it, how can they come? Right? It says, if in verse 5, who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not to the narrow, how could he come into the broad? Verse 5. Get the understanding of verse 5. You have a question?
No, man, I can't see your head. No, you move over this way.
So it says, if there are those who wish to go to the sea, right, to navigate it,
Right.
to enter into the sea to navigate, and it's set on the entrance is like narrow, a narrow path to go to the sea.
Thank you.
Right? So how can they come, how can they come part unless they pass to the narrow part? Right? Verse 6.
Esdras Chapt 7.
There is also another thing. That's the angel speaking to Esdras. So Esdras already done asked his question. So now is the angel's turn. Right? There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and it's full of all good things. Right? Second scenario. Another example. He said, let me give you another example, Ezra. He said, there's a city that is built and set on a plain, like on a plot of land. And the plot of land is filled with good things. Right? Verse 7, it says, the entrance of that plot of land, therefore, is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall. Right? So it's set in a way, the entrance of it is narrow, and the place where it's about to fall. Right? So check this out, right? Like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water. So fire on the right hand, and on the left there's a deep water, and the entrance is narrow. Do you get the picture? Nice plot of land. The plot of land got good things in it, and the entrance in the plot of land is narrow, very tight, narrow place to get in. So fire is set on one hand, and water is set on the other hand, right?
Right.
So now, there's only one path, one way in, right? Lying between them. One path. This one narrow little narrow path that's between them. So that's between the fire and the water, right? Verse 8. And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. That path, see, you got a big plot of land, and in that big plot of land that have good things inside that plot of land, there's fire on one hand, there's fire on the other hand in that plot of land, right? And you're gonna that's where the house is built. There's a house in the middle, and on one side of the house is fire, and on the other side is water. But to go in, the entrance to go into that plot of land is very small, very narrow, and it only one man can pass through to go in. All right? You have a question?
No, I was gonna say, sometimes, like when I was a kid, sometimes we had to go a place and there's like a pipe that we can that we have to walk across the pipe, and one person can walk across it. I know you when you was a kid, so one at a time had to cross, and then because it's you could fall, because one at a time would go across as kids,
right?
And if you can't walk across it like that, then you have to sit and walk across it.
Right.
But it's dangerous though.
Right. Right. So that's yeah. So that's good land, fire on the other, water on the other side. Right? In the entrance. And it's so tight. Only one man can go in. And it's a dangerous place. Right? So verse 9 now. Verse 9. Now we're given, like it says, if this city now we're given unto a man for inheritance. So now they're gonna give you that land for inheritance. Right? For you, they're gonna give it to you for inheritance. You're gonna inherit that land. If he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? So they're gonna give it to you. So you gotta pass to that narrow path to go get it. That's yours. That's yours. And inside that land, there's a lot of good things. If you manage to get inside that land, man, you'll be good. You'll be set for life. But the thing is, it's so tiny and it's so dangerous to enter that land, and you've been given it for inheritance. the question that the angel has for Esdras, he says, how shall he receive this inheritance? Right? That's the question. So now, the question now is for us. Right? The question is for us. That land that is given with fire on the one side and water on the other side, the Most High is talking to you, Israel. That's an example that he's given to Esdras, but that question that he asking to every one of us sitting here. So let's see what he answered. And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion. Even so is Israel portion. So the world that we gotta inherit got everything. Plot of land with everything in it. That's Jerusalem. Right? There's fire going on right now in Israel. There's water. A lot of war going on in that land. Strangers devour that land in your presence. But that land is a land that is rich. Right? In the house of the Lord, the temple where we're going to worship is going to be right that in it. Now we're going to inherit that land. Because as a matter of fact, the land is already ours.
Right.
The only thing is we don't have possession to that land yet until the time expired. Because it's just like you have a will or a trust of testament, right?
You gotta wait.
You have a son, and the son now, let's say the son now is 1 year old. And you write in your trust or will or testament, listen, that house right here, when I pass, it belongs to my son. But he will not have possession of that house until he becomes 20 years old. Then that's what I stipulate in my will or in my trust. Now, I passed away.
Go to sleep.
Go to sleep. And now, the will can be executed, but he will not have possession of that property until he's 20 years old. This is the case of Israel right now. Yahweh shall die for our sin. When he died in John 19 and 30, when it said it's finished, now the will or trust is in effect. But we cannot have possession to the land of Jerusalem yet until the time the Most High appointed. But we already inherit Jerusalem. Right? It's already ours. But we don't have possession of it yet. Because it has to be prepared for us. There's things that needs to be done until when the time comes. So while we waiting, the Most High's work behind the scene is taking place.
Right.
But our main focus, some of us, is we want to get to that land as soon as possible. But we cannot rush. You got to become 20. That was what stipulated. When you become 20, that's when you're gonna have possession in that land. And that's what the will say, it cannot be revoked. Once I pass, it becomes irrevocable. Right? So it become irrevocable. Nobody gonna go and change it. That's why the Most High said, I am God, I change not. So what he writes down cannot be changed. If he says we gotta wait for a certain time, and that's what's gonna happen. Right? So, for verse 10, he says, and said it, and I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion. Don't try to rush things. I already know what I'm doing behind the scene. You cannot see what I'm doing, but I know what I'm doing. Right? So let's hear an answer to that. Let's go to Jeremiah 29 and 11. So, God, read that when you have it, Baba Kusha. Jeremiah chapter 29 and 11. So that's the good thing about us. The deal is sealed once Yahushua passed, because in order for us to have that deal, there has to be a testator, right? So there must be the shedding of blood for us to inherit that land, and Yahushua did that already. Done. As a matter of fact, before we do that, let's read John 19 and 31st to establish that we already have that land. That land is ours. There's no changing it. Anybody can do whatever they want, do whatever plan they want, wasting time.
1930.
Come, John 19 and 30.
So let me know when y'all get there. John 19:30. But Jesus therefore had received the vinegar and said, it is finished. And he bowed his head and gave up the ghost.
That's when we inherit the kingdom. That's when we have the New Testament. That's when the will goes in effect. The Most High write the will, and it went in effect when Yahushua passed. There was another scripture that we pulled last night that relate to what we're talking about here.
Matthew 5:17.
No, the one that says the New Testament. The New Testament. In order for us to have the kingdom, there must be the shedding of blood. Let me see if I can get that real fast.
I got Matthew 16:27, Galatians 6:9, Luke 21:34. John 3:16.
Is it second? Let's try 2 Corinthians 6:14.
2 Corinthians 6:14.
No, 2 Corinthians 15:33. Let's try that. I think this is it.
Hebrews 9:22.
1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians.
Corinthians 15.
You want Hebrews 9:22? The law purged with blood, and without shedding of blood is no remission.
Not this one.
The blood to be in it because it's like 33, 15:33.
Yeah, I think so.
Be not deceived, evil communication, corrupted.
No, let me try 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians.
Okay, that's one. That's why it ain't working out right. Hold on. You see 2. 2 Corinthians what?
Nope, that's not it.
And then you go this one. Mr. Daniel. Yes. When you get a chance, I want you to write down Joshua 1 verse 8. All of y'all. That was a real good one last night. I gotta get that to my buddies. Joshua 1:8. Let you know. Joshua 1:8. Just write it down.
Which one did you pull Yaukanan? Hebrews and Hebrews?
He did say blood.
Actually, it says Hebrews 9:15.
9:15.
Come on, 9:15. Hebrews chapter 9, 15 and 16.
Who you want to read?
I can read this one. I'll read this one.
Hebrews 9:15.
Hebrews chapter 9 and verse 15 says, 15. And for this cause, you all got it?
Go ahead.
And for this cause, he is the mediator of the New Testament,
Right.
that by means of death, for the redemption of the transgression that were under the first testament, they which are called might receive the promise of eternal inheritance. So in order for the inheritance to go into effect, there must be death. Right? So once the death happened, then the contract become irrevocable. Even though the contract while it's open, there's no death, it's revocable. Right? It's revocable, but Mosai never changed. So there's no need to go and revoke anything. You already prophesied Yahushua had to come, and exactly what he said had to happen, he came and fulfilled these things.
Right.
Right? So once Yahushua died, now we become heirs of the inheritance. Now the inheritance is done once Yahushua died. Right? Now the testament went into effect. The trust is now can be executed. The only thing is we will not have possession of that property physically until the time appointed. Just like I was explaining, when you become 20, that's when you're going to have it. So between the time of 20, I said, listen, by the time of 20, before you get to 20, from 5 to 15, you got to do this. You got to do that. You got to do this. You got to go to school. You got to get prepared because I'm going to give you that property. You're going to learn how to manage that property.
Right.
Okay? You're going to learn how to manage that property. So while you're waiting, it's not waiting to keep every day you wake up and, man, I want the property. No. In the meantime, use it to learn how to manage properties. Right? Learn how to manage assets. Right? Learn how to, and the property we're going to manage is not just Jerusalem, the world. So to learn about how to manage a city, manage a home, manage a community, right? Learn how to manage these things, manage your home first, right? Your own household. Then from your own household, you can have good relation in how to run your neighborhood.
Right.
Once you learn how to run your neighborhood, then the surrounding area in your neighborhood, your community, how to use a department. Next thing you know, you learn how to run the city. After you run a country, that's what you use that time for. While you're waiting before you get to 20 to get the property. So not sit around complaining. Oh man, I want that property. The most I said, when I'm gonna get the property, I'm gonna inherit the property. Man, I can't wait for me. No, that time use it to learn. We are rehearsing the righteous act, right? Not the time to blame. It's time to take responsibility because you're gonna have that in your possession.
Input is invalid.
Okay. So with that, we're gonna see that we got work to do.
Okay. You will read 16?
Yes, I'm gonna read 16. 16. For where a testament is, there must also of necessity to be the death of the testator. Who was the testator? Yahushua was the testator. You see that? There's no magic here. There's no sorcery here. That's plain and simple things. Right? Explaining not in an emotional way, but in a strategic way, how things are being done in the Mosai. Right? All right, so go back to
Jeremiah 29:11.
Jeremiah 29:11. You're gonna read that, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Son, that's another one to it now. Ah.
All right.
Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the thoughts that I think towards you,
Mm-hmm.
saith the Lord, though of peace and not of evil, to give you an expect end.
And expect end. So while we're waiting for to inherit the property, the Most High said, "Listen, I know what I'm doing. All right, don't worry about me. I'm doing my part on the back end. Behind the scene, you don't know what's going on. I'm preparing things. I know what you expect. You know what you expected, and I know your expected end is gonna be great. Focus on your 20 years part and do what you gotta do yourself. But me, don't worry about it. I know what that. You don't have to worry about that. Okay. So the Most High has planned for us. So when things happen in our lives, we don't understand and we confused about what's happening, and they say we are the children of the Most High.
Right.
Pray to the Most High.
Right.
Right. And eventually, when the time comes, He will reveal to you why these things were happening to you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's go back to Esdras now.
What verse is that?
Now we at verse 10.
10. Okay. 10.
That's what sparked this whole explanation. It says, "And I said, It is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, Even so also is Israel portion." So understand that parable that the angel gave him about the city, that full of everything that you can think of, that you need, right? And but there's a narrow path. In that narrow path, there's water and there's fire. Okay, and only one person can go through. So how do you get that land? Go ye in at the straight gate.
That's a straight gate.
Straight gate. Narrow path. The narrow gate. Okay, that's the road to the kingdom is very narrow. Any little you lean to the left, you burn. Because water on one side. Water on one side and fire on the other. You lean one side, you get burned. You lean on the other side, you get drowned. So you got to go straight to the narrow path without getting burned or get drowned. So that's the parable, how to get to the kingdom. So that's why it seems very difficult, right, to navigate and to wait to go to the path to get to the kingdom.
We get drunk today now.
Right? Mind, while this is happening, that's where grace come in. That's where grace come in. That's where grace come in, because at that part, if you think it's your skill that's gonna get you into the kingdom, you in for a shot. Shalom,
Shalom,
we in. We live. Okay. Done. So let me give you guys a few minutes to settle, all right? Get your Bible ready. Let me know when you're ready, and then so I can go in. We're in second Esdras. Yep, 7. We at verse 10 now. Right? So while they settle, here's how it goes, right? You lean on the left, you get burned. You lean to the right and you fall, you get drowned. So you got to go straight. Now, the thing is, we done get to the left already, they get burned. We burn, but the Most High rescue us, right? We lean to the left already while we on our way, but we didn't get drowned. The Most High sent somebody to rescue us out of the, out of the water.
Right.
Just to show you that with your own skill, you feel I'm skillful and I'm gonna walk and I'm not gonna fall. I know the tactic. If we think like that, we neglect Yahushua's grace. Because from time to time, we're going to fall. But we're not going to get burned. From time to time, we're going to fall in the water, but we're not going to drown. As so long that we use Yahushua's grace, right, and not abusing the grace. Right, not abusing the grace. Use the grace, but don't abuse the grace. Then that's why I went into the karma thing. If it was because of just the law itself, we'd be done. Because if you break one, you break them all. Right? So that's why grace come in. We strive, we rehearse in the righteous act with grace of Yahushua. Because we fell sometime in the water and we fell sometime in the fire.
Yeah.
Just like it's like Matthew 7:14.
Okay.
It says, because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way,
right,
which leadeth unto life,
right,
and few there be that find it.
Right.
So the few that find that narrow way, if they try to go another way and another way, you're gonna perish.
Right.
So there's a few gonna find that narrow way to get.
Right. And the thing is,
into the path.
The thing is, the children of Israel it's already sealed. That city is ours. That's like the guy said in the song, "The world is mine." You can walk around and say, "Yeah, the world is mine," with all confidence. We just got to keep doing what we got to do.
Right. Right down Joshua 1:8. You're right there to do it. Real good.
Because we got the inheritance.
Signed contract.
Yeah, the contract is done. Yahushua died. It's finished.
I mean, although the so-called Jewish people are in the land and they're praying and they're praying and they're begging and they're pleading, it's not for them. Even Ishmael is over there. No matter how they try to be there in the land, it's not there.
Right. So it's like you're fighting for something not in yours. It's not your inheritance. When the owner comes, everybody gone. Just vacate the property.
Landlord.
Yeah. When the landlord comes, just vacate the property because it's just like, for example, you travel to a country, far country, right? And then you have your property. Now some people, and we see it happen here, not even far country.
Yeah.
They call it abandoned property.
Yeah. Wow.
And right, next thing you know, when you come home and you find out in your will and testament of your dad, this property belonged to you in Philadelphia. You said, man, let me go to Philadelphia and see what's going into that property that my parent left me. When you go in there, you see a bunch of people setting up shop in there. They sleeping and they say, yo, what you guys doing here? Right, this is my property. Now they already claimed their property. They went into fake paperwork and everything, claimed the property. Now you go and look in the book and they say, yeah, that property belongs to him. Everybody got to go. So that's exactly what's going on in Israel right now. They do fake paperwork, right? Do all kinds of treaties, right? 1948 treaties, and they establish themselves in the land, right? This is all fake property. So when the landlord comes, the owner, the real owner of the property, everybody got to go. Now, some people you find in your property, they will peacefully leave.
Come on, man, we got to go.
Right? They said, man, yeah, I know, man. I know it wasn't my property. I know this day had to come but all right, give me a couple of days. You know, I can find a property. Some will say, nah, man, this is my property. Over my dead body, will you get me out of here? I've been living in this property. That's what's gonna happen, and that's when Yahushua are gonna come in with the angels and kill them, because they will not want to leave that property like that. All right, so that's where all the fight's gonna come in. All right, so while they fighting, and Yahushua gonna receive us in the air, and we're gonna wait for them to clean house, and then we come in and get our property, what is rightfully children of Israel. So this is the game.
That's a beautiful story.
All right, that's the game.
One more.
All right.
John 4:23. So it's gonna come. I just want to read it quickly.
Yeah, let him get there, young fella. Oh, 20.
John 4:23. It says, but the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship him.
That's it. That's it. The true worshipers. So the fake Jews that pretend like, you know, they following it, they says theft. You know, that's theft. Well, theft is, one definition of theft is when you pretend to be something that you're not, that you actually not. So that's theft. Stolen identity. Right? So once you know that, yo, that's a rich thing. Right? That's encouraging. Because at the same time, when you're 25 years old, you don't have any money, you have nothing. Right? You going through trials and tribulation. But you know what? You have inheritance waiting when you're 20. Meanwhile, people might say, man, this guy, he's broke. But they don't know at 20, you're going to inherit that property. You're going to have all the money. But right now, you have nothing. But you are rich. Right? At 20 years old, that's when you're going to inherit the property, if you follow the analogy, right? The example. So all it takes is do our part. Do our little bit of part that we got to do. All right? Man, we got a lot of verses to go into.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Now I'm talking about a lot of verses to go in Esdras, right? So let's move. Let's move on.
70.
Let's move on.
Verse 1.
Verse 11. 6. I made the world. We said enough. We gotta say the world is mine.
Right.
We gotta say it with understanding. And when we say it, it's not just saying just because we're repeating what people say. We say it with understanding. The world is mine.
The world is ours.
Yeah, the world is mine. The world is ours.
And I can show you.
Right. In verse 12, for that say I made the world, and when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done. Okay. Then were the entrances of this narrow. Right. So when when now the door, the entrance to the world that is ours, it made narrow. Okay, it shrinks. Then was decreed that now is done. Right? Then were the entrances of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. They are but few. They are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful. Right? So when Adam transgressed the entrance, the passageway to this world was made narrow and painful, meaning to get into the kingdom, to get it back. The kingdom was ours to begin with, but when they transgressed, the pathway to get back to that kingdom was very narrow and very painful. So that's why we experience pain as Israelites. Okay. So the judgment was made for what was done. Verse 13. For the entrance of the elder world were wide and sure. Prior to us sinning, it was all in the open. So now it's only made for a few, the children of Israel. Okay. And brought immortal immortal fruit. And then they that live labor not to enter the straight and vain things. They can never receive those that are laid up for them. Got that? What are you saying here?
He said, I'm about to read the same thing you just said. Right. If then they that live labor, that's like doing work, not to enter. I think there's a go, not
because keep in mind, Esdras had questioned, why do we, if he made the world for our sakes, why do we have to go through all these things? Why should we suffer? Right? They said when we sin,
there you go.
When we sin,
we ain't gonna go through that straight gate.
We wouldn't have to go to that little narrow way, that painful way to get in. Right? Because prior to that, it was not that difficult. It was, because there weren't any sin. But once that happened, now to get back to these things that we once have freely, now we got to go through pain and suffering.
Right.
Meaning that we gotta learn how to appreciate good things when we have it.
Stop sinning.
Like you don't know what you got till it's gone.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Right, so there's no easy way in. So you got to work your way into the kingdom.
Right.
Labor. And go through all these things, all these vain things that we got to go through. Right? So these things has been reserved for us, but you know what? We got to go through it because of transgression. Verse 15. Now therefore, why disquietest thou thyself? So now that's the question the angel asked Esdras. It said, sin, because of these things, you're going to get it back anyway. You just got to go through the trials and tribulations before you get there. Knowing this, why even bother? Why even bother go, stressing yourself, pretty much. Why stressing yourself? Right? Right? It says, why even go through these things? So now, therefore, why disquietest thou thyself, seeing thou art but a corruptible man? Right? So this is Esdras saying this, a corruptible man. And why art thou moved? Whereas thou art but mortal. So why even bother yourself, knowing that you're gonna perish? Verse 16. Why hast thou not considered in thine mind this thing that is to come, rather than that which is present? Do you understand that part right there?
What are you saying? Look forward to the future?
Look forward to the future. Look forward to the future.
Rather than which is present.
Why are you focusing on the pain and suffering that you're going through now? Why don't you look at the inheritance you're gonna get, what you're gonna get in the future, the property you're gonna inherit, and how to inherit it. So to focus on the future means that you gotta experience, you have while you cannot change the past, the way to influence the future is to do the right thing. And if you're gonna focus on the present, focus on the positive things that you got to do, right? But not the negative things that are happening with children of Israel, because they have to happen. The thing that we are going through, we have to go through it, but the focus should not be on that. The focus should be the future. But how you focus on the future, since you don't have the eyes to see the future, the way you can predict the future without being a psychic or a tarot card reader or palm reader is by focusing on the things that we do every day. Sufficient. Matthew 6:34. Right? Matthew 6:34 tells you, worry not about tomorrow, right? Focus on what you got to do today. So in the scripture, it said, why focus on the present? Because Ezra is focused on the negative things that are happening to his people in the present. But don't focus on the present things that are happening, but you're going to focus on the present, focus on the positive thing that you got to do today to prepare for the future.
So that's what we're doing right now.
Good. Right? All right, move on. Verse 16.
17?
16. 17. Yeah, we just read 17. So it's life, the story of this, it's about past, present, and future. The past, you can learn from the past. You can't focus on the past. Right? You can't focus on the past. You gotta focus in the future, because you can always look forward. Right? Because that's why you have your two eyes in the front, not in the back of your head. Right? So we use the past as example, and we use it to move forward. All right. Then answered I and said, O Lord, that bearest rule in thy law, that the righteous should inherit the things, but that the ungodly should perish. Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things, and hope for wide. For they that have done wickedly have suffered the straight things, and yet shall not see the wide. And he said unto me, there is no judge above God, and none that have understanding above the highest. What are we saying here? From 18 to 19, 17.
He's talking about some people who there and who doing wrong. They won't get to see, I guess they use the word wide, that because they doing wicked things. And but we over here suffering. And yet shall see the wide. That the straight thing, that's what we gotta go through, the straight thing. And yet shall not see the wide. We have to do right. We gotta follow laws, rules, and regulations by God's word.
All right, so pretty much he's asking, based on the law, those who do the right thing, right? The innocent, I said, oh Lord, that it be us rule, that has ordained in our law that the righteous shall inherit the things, right? Yep. The things, the kingdom to come, right?
That's us.
Right. But that the ungodly shall perish. Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things. Right. So they're gonna suffer straight things, and they're gonna hope for to get the thing that's reserved for them. right? For they that have done wickedly have suffered the straight things, right? And yet shall not see the wide. And he said unto me, there is no judge above God, and none that have understanding above the high. So the Most High is better judge than everybody. So he will make sure he judge everything righteously. Okay?
But we got to do right while we down here. That statement's in here too.
Right. We got to do right
While we here,
so
we can get some that straight gate.
Right. Okay?
So the water won't drown and we won't get burned.
Con. 21. For God hath given straight commandments to such as came, what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment.
Right.
Okay? Nevertheless, they were not obedient unto him, but spake against him, and imagined vain things, and deceived themselves by their wickedness, by their wicked deeds, and said of the Most High that he is not, and knew not his ways. So they said the Most High is clueless. He doesn't know what he's doing.
That's the wicked people. Esau.
They said the Most High is a fraud. So that's why they start doing their own thing. So they declare that the Most High does not exist.
Well, our people did it too.
So you know what? They ignore his ways. So they said the Most High is a fraud. When the Most High give him commandment, they declare that the Most High is a fraud.
Right.
The Most High doesn't exist. So therefore, to each his own. You hear that in the world. To each his own, my friend. To each his own. You do you, I do me. All right. We do you, I do me, man. That's your way. All right. That's your way. To each his own. All right. So you have your God over here. I have my God over here. Right? I have my money God in my pocket.
And God we trust.
And God we trust. All right. So that's why they said the Most High is a fraud. Because they said the Most High is a fraud, then they get their punishment by following their ways.
Right.
Right? So that's the whole thing. They follow Esau, Catholicism. They follow the other nation, Buddhism, Jehovah's Witness, Islam, but refuse to follow the Most High's way. They say, you know what? The Most High says this in the scripture. That ain't right, man. This God don't even exist. How can you follow something that, you know, the author of it don't exist? Right? Even though we read in Romans that the Most High do exist and show his existence through his creation.
That's Romans 1:20.
Yes. But
The first one.
they said, man, that God is a fraud. You believe in a fraud God.
Have you seen him?
Yeah, have you seen him? When you see him, you know, you tell me.
Let me know. Well, yeah, I get there. I'll go 12 3, I'm on my way.
So they worship idols.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the creation mess up. Verse 44.
Mm-hmm.
But his law, if they despise the law of the Most High, they despise the law of the Most High, they follow the laws of men.
Mm-hmm.
And deny his covenant. They deny the covenants of the Most High, the contract. The covenant is the contract, right? And his statutes. The statutes, the law that are in the covenant, in the contract.
Right.
The statutes are the laws that are in the covenant, the document, the Bible. Have they not been faithful and have not performed his works? We have not been faithful. 25. And therefore, Esdras, for the empty are empty things. Right? For the empty are empty things. Right. If you see the glass half empty, that's how you're going to see. If you want to see the glass half full, that's how you're going to see it. Your view of the world depends on you. the world around you is right. How you see the world around you, how you see things, your perception of the Most High, it's all up to you. But if other people make things a certain way, you have no control over what they make. Okay? Verse 27. 26, actually. Behold, the time shall come that these tokens which I have told thee shall come to pass. And the bride shall appear, and she coming forth shall be seen, that now is withdrawn from the earth. It is withdrawn from the earth. What is withdrawn from the earth? Yes? Yahusha.
So that would be the woman?
And she is us.
She's us. Okay.
Okay?
So that woman that showed like in those negligee dress.
No. It's talking about the kingdom, the city, the sheep.
The she is the kingdom.
The kingdom, Israel, right? I'm talking about Jerusalem. Jerusalem is withdrawn from us right now. You know how they call the motherland? Now she is withdrawn from us. We scattered throughout the four corners of the earth.
Baby, so she is
Jerusalem.
Jerusalem. Okay.
And she coming from you.
Right. The city, Jerusalem. Right? That is withdrawn from us.
America.
In America. Where are we now? In Jamaica. Where are we now? In Haiti. Where are we now? Barbados. Where are we now? In Europe. China. Four corners of the earth. In Europe. So we scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. The city that we supposed to inherit is removed from us. Flow with milk and honey. Jerusalem, which is above, which is free, which is the mother of us all. Right. The motherland. And you read that in Galatians. Right? Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all.
Oh, that's right.
The motherland. That city is removed from us. And there's gonna come a time, in the angel speaking to Esdras right there, there's gonna come a time that city, everything that I've told you right here, right? All the tokens, the signs, the tokens is the sign. All the signs that I have foretold, it's a foretold, meaning that I tell you now, I tell you before what will happen in the past, or what will happen in the future. So that's the angel that have the eyes to see far, far in the future. But that brilliant eyes, we don't have it yet. We can only have it by the Spirit, because the physical eye cannot see far into the future. Okay? So works is being made. While we think the Most High is not doing anything, granted that all his work is already been done. Now every day, behind the scene, things are getting into play. It's just like you're in a movie theater. You're sitting down, and you're watching the screen, and then boom, you see the movie start playing. The movie didn't just show up like that. There's somebody in the back, in the back room, right? That's putting the movie in make sure that the sound is right, the colors and everything is right. You know, manipulate behind the scene. So it's the Most High. The movie done play. The movie done recorded. The life is already done. The movie is finished. Right? And now we watching it unfold. And the beautiful thing of it, while we watching it, we playing it. We're not just watching it. We in. We in while we watching. Mm-hmm. Imagine that, right?
Did that? Wait, rewind that. No, you done did that. Keep on.
Right.
That's life, man.
Right.
Gotta stop there.
Behold, the time shall come that the tokens which I have told thee shall come to pass, and the bride shall appear, the city, right? And she coming forth shall be seen, Jerusalem shall be seen, that now is withdrawn from the earth. Okay? And whatsoever is delivered from the foresaid evil shall see my wonders. All right? Everyone who has been delivered from the evil that the angel foretold Esdras, they're gonna see how the Most High operate. They're gonna see things that things coming, you know, off the sky. The angels coming down, you know. You're gonna see the chariots. They're gonna see how operate. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna see how the Most High operate. That's pretty much what he's saying here. He said they really gonna see some fireworks. Not only fireworks, they're gonna see a lot of things happening. Like, man, it's not gonna be no Godzilla movie.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna be live and direct coming to a city near you. Right? Near you, live and direct on the concrete, right? On the asphalt. Right? That's where it's gonna happen, right here. Not gonna be at a movie theater watching it. And you're gonna see everything that's happening. Live. Uncut. Uncut, no editing.
No commercials.
No commercials.
Straight through.
Straight through.
All right, hold on.
Right? No commercials. Everything's gonna be straight through. You know, no commercials.
Free.
Free.
Okay.
You know, but guy you might be able to ain't gonna show no cars. You know, no cars is gonna be selling next Friday. You know, it's gonna be straightforward. The 1 hour straight. Boom, 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 boom. All break down. Building falling.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's how it's gonna happen.
Don't need no bombs then.
Right.
All right. You're funny, man.
So meaning that in whatsoever is delivered from the foresaid evil shall see my wonders. Meaning if you're alive at that time, you survive all the troubles, and before Yahushua comes, you're gonna be there to witness this whole thing. You're gonna get first class. You're gonna be first class ticket, VIP. You know, when the chariots come and lift you up, VIP start.
Hey, give me a shoe back. No, you can keep it because I don't need it now.
Yeah, VIP start. We're gonna be a VIP room watching the whole thing going down. Huh?
You can keep them now.
Right.
I don't need them.
So you wanna be VIP,
Mm-hmm.
and the way to be VIP, follow the law, statutes, and commandments, in all grace of Yahushua. That's how you become VIP. 28. For my son Yahushua, there you go, the big boy right there.
There you go.
Our brother, Savior, Redeemer, Mediator, Big Brother. That's Big Brother right there.
For real.
All right. It says, for my son Yahushua shall be revealed with those that be with him. Okay. Those that be with Yahushua, it says, shall be revealed with those that be with him. You remember in Mark when we read, they saw Moses and Elias,
Yeah.
you know, up there. Right. So those that come with Yahushua, right, those who stay alive and survive the troubles, they're gonna see him also with Yahushua, with Big Brother. Right? It shall result with it says with those that be with him, and they shall rejoice within 400 years.
Right.
Yeah, so we're gonna rejoice with Yahushua. So it's not gonna be like a teasing thing. Man, you see the glory, then you right, like what happened to Peter when Peter said, "Man, we should make 3 tabernacles, Lord. That's good." But I just saw right here, I saw Moses, John. You know, man, that's good. We should make one for you, one for Moses. It's not gonna be something temporary, but we're gonna rejoice with him live. You're gonna be able to ask some questions, man. You know, why did you do this when you do that? Why did you spit in his face? Why did you use the dust when you did that miracle, Yahusha? You know, how did you do that, man? With few fishes, you fit the man. That was dope, right? How did you do that? So we'll be able to ask the Most High question and rejoice, right?
There's a lot of questions.
Yeah. Man, say, man, you remember that time when I had this happen to me? And you know, I was praying. No, it's like I was praying the Most High, man. Why did you allow this thing to happen? Man, that was tough then.
I had to show you.
Yeah, I had to show you this. You remember when I told you to do this and then, man, you should have done this, you should have done this. But you know, all that is done, but that's how we're gonna, you know.
See, you didn't die, right? I was like, right.
Right?
Right here, man.
Yeah.
All
right. Verse 29. After these years shall my son Christ die. Right? After these years shall my son Christ die, and all men that have life. Right? You got that?
Right.
Okay. In verse 30. And the world shall be turned into the old silence 7 days.
What that mean?
It's in the world shall be turned into the old silence 7 days. Let me finish the other precept. Like as in the former judgment, so that no man shall remain. Right? And after the 7th day, the world that yet awaketh not shall be raised up, and that shall die, that is corrupt. So what happened is gonna be the time, the time of purging, when this old world shall pass away, right? And the new kingdom and the new Jerusalem will be established.
I thought he gonna do that in an hour.
No, he's gonna destroy the hour that the time not at the same time as us.
The hour is America. He's going to destroy America in an hour, but the rest of the stuff.
7 days, 7 continents, eh?
Gone. So it's gonna go to a process of repairing, purging, get rid of all the craziness that was happening here, right? Because there's gonna be a cleaning, because we gotta process, right? You got to be a cleaning process so that we inherit something that is new, right? But all this gonna, because there's a lot of death gonna happen here, and all that's gonna have to clean out, right? Because it takes time to build, right? It takes more time to build than to destroy. If you wanna build a building across the street and not a lot over there,
yeah,
it's gonna take some time.
Yeah,
it's not gonna take 3 days.
No, it ain't.
It might take 3 months or 4 months.
Right.
But to destroy it, all you gotta do is just set a bomb inside of it. Boom. Something that takes you 3-4 months to build, in seconds you throw a bomb on it and it blow off. Right? So it takes time to build. Even the process of creation, you can see that it takes time. Right? Process of food, it takes time.
Yeah.
Growing it, it takes time. All good things take time.
20 years.
So those who want to get things done in a rush, so
Yeah,
getting things done in a rush, you run into trouble. Right, so it's gonna come. You know, when you have that nuclear fire, right? because when you have nuclear fire, even based on the lying scientists, it tells you when they start the scientists that are lying.
Okay, that's what I took you.
Even when you have nuclear weapon launch, when you launch nuclear weapons, just launching the nuclear weapons, you're gonna go to what we call a nuclear winter, meaning the place gonna be inhabited.
They shoot it off.
When they shoot it off and they blow
they're gonna start killing themselves already.
Right, because what happened is the Earth gonna experience a nuclear a winter time, meaning a time where it's inhabited, and that's what you're reading right here. Meaning, first the way it was before the beginning, right? It's gonna turn back dark just like that because there's gonna be a period of cloud.
6 miles and miles of cloud.
Right.
You ain't be able to see the sun.
It's gonna be dark. Everything's gonna go back to how it was before the first creation. Before the Most High said, "And let there be light," it's gonna be like a new beginning. Like it's gonna be let there be light for us now to inherit that kingdom again.
Wow.
So nuclear winter. Once those bombs start dropping, the Earth gonna shake to and fro.
Yeah.
It's gonna go to a period of sleep after everything's said and done. Because with the amount of destruction that's gonna happen, it's not gonna be inhabited like quick fast. So that's why we have to go to up, right? That's how and that's how you have Esau himself trying to prepare to go in outer space, so that they can escape what's gonna happen, and then when everything's said and done, they can come back to Earth, thinking that they're gonna inherit the Earth again, and that's a delusion.
That's a who?
A delusion.
A delusion.
So all the exploration that you see them doing, they knew that day is coming. That day of reckoning is coming. So that's why, they have all those space exploration programs. If it wasn't for the Most High, let me ask you, you think you and I would have a chance to go in space to go in space to go high? Because it's gonna be billionaires, those worthy to go up, to come back, those leaders of this wicked system, that's gonna have a chance to go up. So when, quote unquote, when they come back, so they can, the leaders can establish things new again. That's their mindset.
Now this time we're gonna do a little different, Bob.
Now this time, when the chariot come, we're gonna go up, right, wherever the Most High reserved for us, where we're gonna be at. And then after everything is said and done, then the leader's gonna come back. Our leaders in Israel will come back and establish with Yahweh.
Right.
So they read the scriptures, they plan also. Right. So that's why you have all these things happen. They're not just going into outer space just to go outer space, spending billions of dollars, burning fuels and spending a lot of investment just to go up there, just for fun.
They go there for a reason.
They go there for a reason. Reason we Israelites, we know what reason is, right?
We got the Howard.
So let's go on.
Verse 32.
All right. So that's the after those nuclear drop, that's what you experience in verse 30 right there.
Right.
The Earth gonna go to a period of calm, like as it was from the beginning.
Right.
Primal silence. The word's gonna go to primal silence.
Primal. How you spell that? Prime, P-R-I-M. Silent. S-I-L-E-N-T.
I mean pre-medieval.
You got another word, Ruben?
Right.
What is it now?
I mean before things started, before existence.
No, that's the word you just said. I got prime and silent. But you said the word to another.
P-R-I-M-V-A-L. Primal. Primeval. P-R-I-M-E-V-A-L.
Okay.
For 7 days.
7 days.
as it was at the first beginning.
You're doing a good job, Bob. I appreciate it. Me and my brothers. Nate. That's all you, baby. This is good. This is good.
So you're gonna purge the corruptible ones will be purged, cleaned out.
Right. What verse we on that? 33? 33, 32.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 32.
There's a lot of things that's gonna happen, man, in that time. Y'all come on.
Yeah.
Like this here.
Ezekiel 20 and verse 38.
Ezekiel 20.
Verse 38. That's what I said that quickly because I know you gotta go to my verses. Ezekiel 20, 38. And I will purge out from among you the rebels, and them that transgress against me, I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter into the land of Israel, and ye shall know that I am the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's the next one. Yeah. 20, 38. If you don't mind for a second there, young brother. Well, there it is.
All right, so let's go to 31.
Go ahead. I want you.
And after 7 days, the world that yet awaketh not shall be raised up, and that shall die that is corrupt. So what happened is those in the earth that was died, the earth shall give birth back to them. Right? Those that was living in the earth while it's going into the period of purification, and the corrupt ones will be eradicated. Verse 32.
Okay.
And the earth shall restore those that are asleep in her. Right? Those that are asleep in her. Restore those that are asleep in her. And so shall the dust shall deliver those souls that were committed unto them. You understand what's happening here?
Break it down.
When you die,
right,
your spirit go back to the Father.
To the Father.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then the body goes back in the dust.
Well, it's out.
Yes. So when the time comes, those that die in the dust, the earth gonna raise them back up, and the spirit that's that's for that person go right back to that person again.
The spirit.
Right, the spirit that is committed, the spirit that is reserved for that person. That person's spirit will reconnect back to that person's body.
Time out. Now, it was said, now, y'all, I've been in this room to hear this, that the spirit, when they go up there, come back down to another person.
No, that's not true.
Okay.
That's why it says committed. When you commit to something, I mean, it's let's say, for example, you commit, it belongs to that. Okay?
Right.
So that spirit doesn't change from this bird or from, I hear a lot of doctrine too. Bird, when you come back as a tree. You come back as a dog, you know what I mean? What if when you come back as a cow? You know what I mean? Yeah, all that is nonsense. Okay, so we read it right here. The spirit will go back to the person that is committed to. Okay, so we have to get that clear.
Boy, you in trouble.
Is that the spirit of my father come back as a dead cow? All that is demonic stuff.
Oh, you're another good one. Come on.
That's the Bible, man.
Yeah, but it's good, though.
Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 13.
Ezekiel.
I just want to read it quickly because you got a lot of verses.
37 what?
13.
37, 13.
Go ahead. I like it.
And ye shall know that I am the Lord when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves, and shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall live, and I shall place you in your own land. Then shall ye know that I, the Lord, have spoken it, and performed it, said the Lord.
Right there. The Most High said, yo, so you're going to know I'm the man.
I thought it was gonna be good. Did I tell you?
I'm telling you, he said, so you're going to know I'm the man. I'm the man. I did this. Right? I'm it.
Hey, go ahead, bro.
That's it. Right? So that's how the Most High operates. He said, you know, on that day, those who escape the trouble, you're going to see who's the man.
That was good, Robert. That was good. I will open up your word.
Verse 33 now. Y'all with me?
Go ahead, bro. I'm going to get you word for word.
And the Most High shall appear unto the seat of judgment, and misery shall pass away, and the long suffering shall have an end. You hear that? Can you imagine? You wake up a day, no problem at all, man. Just like life. You breathe the air. You breathe the air.
All green lights.
All green lights.
You got to stop that.
Right? You don't have to worry about anything. No worry. This is the life we promise, man. And that is the real life we promise. Imagine that day when you have no worry whatsoever. You wake up, you get what you desire. So the truth shall stand, right? And the Most High shall appear upon the seat of judgment, and misery shall pass away, and the long suffering shall have an end. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there will be no need for patience waiting, right? In the hospital. You know, sometimes they ask, man, you gotta have patience, man, while you're going through. There's not gonna be need for patience because there won't be no suffering, nothing to wait for. Let's imagine that. It's like a spoiled child. Everything at your disposal. When you see the Jehovah's Witness booklet, you see all Esau in it, in the garden, getting everything, you know.
Yeah.
He in the front page.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
All the important figures Esau in it, but the unimportant figures you might see a black person standing around.
Yeah. They never show us in a community where everything is lovely and we enjoying the kingdom and we in the kingdom. Right? The people in the ghettos, you never see them in those pamphlets. Verse 34. But judgment only shall remain. But judgment only shall remain. We're going to have some remain, but it's going to be judgment. Judgment only shall remain. Truth, right? Remain, shall stand. Truth shall stand. And faith shall wax strong. Faith shall wax strong. Shall follow. And the reward be sure. Right? It said, and the work shall follow. So when the faith is strong, work always follow. Because you have faith, you take action. Right? So action and faith. Faith without work is dead. Wherever you have faith, show me your faith by my work. Right? Show me your faith. I'll show you my faith by my work. So faith shall wax strong, and you have the work shall follow. And the reward shall be sure. What we were promised will be sure. The inheritance will be live in front of us. The possession of it will be in our hand. And the good deeds shall be of force. There won't be any shortage of people doing good. Right here, in this world, there's shortage of people doing good.
Right. And it ain't us.
It's cold out here. What song saying it's a cold, cold world, right?
That's number one it ain't.
And wicked deed shall bear no rule, right? And wicked deeds shall bear no rule. So wicked deeds shall bear no rule, right? Meaning you will not have homosexual men in Supreme Court being a judge.
Making a judgment on me.
Right.
What about my judge you? When you going at tonight?
Okay. So wicked deeds shall bear no rules.
Come on, brother.
Right now, it's about, listen, man. Hey, you do what you gotta do, man. You gotta kill that man to get what you gotta get. Just go ahead, do what you gotta do, man. And you know, just make sure you don't get caught. That's how it is in this world. Wicked deed bear rule. The harder, the more ruthless you are as a drug dealer, the better it is. The better you feel, right? All right, so in this world, the more you walk like a gangster, the more you behave like a gangster, the more respect you get. That's why wicked bear rules here. You come up with your grill, right? You come up with your, your talk, right? People respect you. Al Capone, right? People respect people like that. People emulate people like that. Scarface, people respect people like that. Why? Because wickedness bear rules. Donald Trump, right? Obama, right? Clinton,
Right.
top criminals on the planet Earth.
The president.
But what they say, they bear rules. Right?
Right. That's true.
35.
We getting there. We getting there.
36. Second Esdras. Chapter 7. Now we at verse 36. You see what I'm saying? So those are a bunch of nobodies, but they bear rules. A bunch of nobodies, but wickedness sit on high in this kingdom.
Okay.
36. Move on. It says, then said I, Abraham. Let me know when you're ready, Patak.
Okay.
All right, so 36, it says, then said I, Abraham prayed first for the Sodomites, and Moses for the fathers that sinned in the wilderness, and Jesus after him for Israel in the time of Ashen. So that's Joshua. Okay. And David for the destruction, and Solomon for them that should come to the sanctuary, and Elias for those that receive rain, and for the dead that he might live, and Ezekias for the people in the time of Sennacherib, and many for many. Even so now, seeing corruption is grown up, and wickedness increase, and the righteous have prayed for the ungodly. Wherefore shall it not be so now also? He answered me and said, this present. Stop.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm with you.
Second Esdras.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay.
Con.
Okay. Even so now, he answered me and said, this present life is not the end, where much glory do abide. Therefore, if they pray for the weak, if they pray for the weak, but the days of doom. Second, let me put that on silent. I got to do so. Okay. I'm waiting for Pratap.
You give one of Martin's pen you got.
I got one. Fine. Nothing wrong with it.
Wait on the Lord, He'll strengthen our heart. No.
Make sure it's in the right, brother.
Right, thank you.
Con.
You in verse, what verse you in now?
22?
You're in verse 38.
Oh,
You're in verse 38.
42.
And Samuel gave instruction of Solomon.
Okay.
Okay.
What verse you in?
38.
No. We're in 40.
2.
42.
You're in 42 now?
Yeah.
Oh, he answered me and said,
Yep.
okay.
Okay.
Right.
Still,
He said, he answered me and said, this present life is not the end, where much glory do abide. Therefore, if they pray for the weak, he says, in this life we live right now, right? In the present life, there's not much to glorify. People lie in wickedness, right? Therefore, is that what we pray for?
No.
So who's among us who have not sinned against the Most High?
Mm. Mm.
Right? We all have sinned against the Most High.
Everybody sin.
Right?
Yeah.
So who we pray for?
Ourselves.
The ungodly.
Right. So that's what we gotta pray for.
Mhm.
Right? Because most of the people here we sin.
Mhm.
So when we pray, who do we have to pray for? For the ungodly.
Mhm.
What would it be any good?
Right? So that's what we pray for. When we pray for the ungodly because this world there's not much to glory in.
Right.
So we pray when we pray,
Mhm.
right? But the days of doom shall be the end of this time,
Mhm.
and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past,
Mhm.
intemperance is at an end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up. Then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed, nor to oppress him that have gotten the victory. 46. I answered then and said, this is my first and last saying. So now he said, man, okay, you give me enough. This is gonna be my last saying.
Mhm.
Right? It says, I answered and said, this is my first and last saying. That it had been better not to have given the earth unto Adam.
Mhm.
He said, man, if that's the case, man, we go through all that. That's the first and the last thing I'm gonna say.
Uh-huh.
So it would be better to not give the earth to Adam to begin with, to have to go through all that situation.
Right.
That's a profound statement.
Uh-huh.
It says, or else when it was given him to have restrained him from sinning. It said, or peradventure you give it to him, you should have just stopped him from sinning to begin with.
Uh-huh.
Right. That's
What do you think about that?
That's really
What do you
tough.
think about that? That's something. So all the things that we think that somebody say, it's not new.
Mhm.
People have said these things before. That's Ezra
Right.
saying it right there back then to the Most High.
Okay. That's what Eddie's saying.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
He said, why are we going through all this?
Yep.
He said, let me where I was at.
So let's see what the answer is for that.
Okay.
Here we go. 47.
47.
Mhm.
For all right, imagine this, right? For what profit is it for men now in this present time to live in heaviness? I mean, what's the profit for men to right now live in all these problems that he's going through?
Mhm.
Let's think about it. Let's reason. That's him reasoning, right? Because the most I don't have any problem, you reason. You reason, you ask those questions in sincerity. Not that you doubt him,
Right.
you sincerely asking questions
Right.
and you want to reason with the Most High,
Right.
right? Is it less reason? What's the profit is it for men now in this present time to live in heaviness?
Mhm.
And after death to look for punishment.
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh. And that's hard right there.
Yeah, it's rough.
Right?
Right.
Now see, who saying this again? Esdras?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As is asking that question.
He asked me this question.
But with being humble though. Not in the sense that he's questioning the Most High like he don't believe in the Most High.
Right.
He believe in the Most High, but he got question.
That's just he just
Legitimate question that's coming out from the creation.
He's speculating. He's on what words they're saying. The Most High.
Right. Mm-hmm. Verse 48 now. O thou Adam, what hast thou done? For though it was thou that sinned, thou art not fallen alone, but we all that come of thee.
Right.
He said, not only you, Adam, what thing you have done, man? Why you do this? Not only you sin, now we all have to go through that stuff.
Trial and tribulation.
Right. Because of what you did.
Right.
Right. So now he's not only speaking to the angel asking a question, then he's Ezra saying to himself, to man, Adam, why you had to do this, man?
Why I got something to do what he did?
Right. He did all of that. So now because of his disobedience, now the rest of them that descended from Adam,
Right.
we all have to go through that.
Gotta go through trial and tribulation.
49. For what profit is it unto us if there be promised us an immortal time, whereas we have done the works that bring death? It says, let's check this out. Even that is unfair. We bring works of wickedness, but yet we're going to inherit the kingdom because there's no man that do it. Right? So that's where he's being conscious that none of us, here can say we are 100% perfect, keeping the law to its entirety,
right,
the way we're supposed to. He said, but even that, we're going to inherit the kingdom.
But this is mercy and grace.
That's where mercy and grace come in. Okay?
Yeah.
Mercy and grace. Okay, so let's go to 50 now. In that there is promised us an everlasting hope, whereas ourselves being most wicked are made vain. Right? So all the stuff that we did, we're gonna inherit everlasting life. Right? So our wickedness that we have done has been clean and made vain. Right? So how is that? So he's pretty much he's lamented what's happening, even though we're gonna inherit the kingdom, but he just don't confused.
Well, he's confused about that the Most High promised us the kingdom. Down everything we had did, you know what I mean?
Then we're gonna inherit the kingdom. So this whole thing kind of mind-boggling to him.
Right.
All right, verse 51. And that they are laid up for us dwelling of health and safety, whereas we have lived wickedly. So now we're gonna have all the safety in the world. We're gonna have everything to keep us safe in that kingdom. Yet we still sin against the Most High. Right? Verse 52. And that the glory of the Most High is kept to defend them which have led a weary life, whereas we have walked in the most wicked way of all. Pretty much he's telling us that even we promised the kingdom is ours, we're not worth it. We don't even worth it. We don't worth it. Right? We don't worth it. So he's looking into himself rather than outside. He's looking at within the nation. And why he's going into that analogy about the nation is because the law was given to us. We're supposed to be the most righteous, and we break the law. So that makes us very wicked. Not as the wicked that is created as a wicked, but we were created to be righteous.
Right.
But yet we choose to go against the Most High.
Mhm.
Right? So that's in the context that he's going into. Okay?
Mhm.
Verse 53. And that there should be assured a paradise whose fruit endureth forever, wherein is security in medicine, since we shall not enter into it.
Mhm.
For we have walked in unpleasant places,
Mhm.
in that the faces of them which have used abstinence shall be above the stars, whereas our faces shall be blacker than darkness. For while we live in committed iniquity, we considered not that we should begin to suffer for it after death. Okay. Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle which men that he's born upon the earth shall fight. So he tells, listen, I did not create, that's the angel, right? Giving him the message. He said, that's the condition of the battle.
Mhm.
That's plain and simple.
Mhm.
That's the condition of the fight that we in. Get it? That's the condition of the fight that we fight.
Mhm.
Like it or not, that's the fight.
We're fighting a hell of a battle. You know?
Right,
Well,
but that's the condition.
Mhm.
Because the Most High create all things for himself.
Mhm.
I hear that one. Even the wicked for the day of evil. Okay. Verse 57 now.
Mhm.
It's 56 or 57.
57.
Then answered he, this is the condition of the battle,
Mhm.
which man that is born upon the earth shall fight. That if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said. But if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say.
Mhm.
Fight the good fight. That's why what's his name said that, Paul? So therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua. Yahukanan. Well, you get that for me. Endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua. And if you whichever one you found first, fight the good fight.
Oh, okay. Right.
So we gotta endure hardness. That's the condition of the fight. That's what comes with it.
We got the woman.
We gotta rumble.
Fight for your soul.
That's this is what it is. It's like take it or leave it.
7 and 8, Esdras, you doing the clock.
Mhm.
1 Timothy 6:12 or 2 Timothy 4.
All right, which one? Read one of them.
I have fought the good fight.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Mhm.
2 Timothy 4:7.
2 Timothy
4
4,
and 7.
7.
He says, I have fought a good fight.
Mm-hmm.
I have finished my course. I have kept the faith.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Everybody came and fight. Yahushua came and fight for us.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and he finished.
Right.
Paul fight, he finished.
Mm-hmm.
The goal is to fight the battle and know the territory, knowing what's at stake. It's a life and death
Situation.
life and death situation. And the thing is, it's either you dying or you living. There's no in between. Every day you dying slowly or you living slowly but surely. You're moving up and up and up, and you plunging down like a rocket without a gyroscope. I mean, you you're going up, right? Without any focus of where you're heading, or you plummet like a stock market crash. There's no in between. Mm-hmm.
Job 1 and 7. No, Job 1 and 6. Yeah. No, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. And the Lord said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it.
Right.
So Satan is just like up and down and walking the earth, see who we can catch.
Right. He's trying to grab all he can. He's trying to grab all he can because he knows his time is going to be up.
Yeah, that movie smart. I'm gonna put it right here.
Shalom, man.
We gotta ride up there. Set a point of us.
Yeah, we got some.
When you go up there. We doing good now. We doing good.
Can't be too far with Malak. Respect it and say you.
All right. So let's move on, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Brothers.
That's cool.
All right, so verse 57, right?
Yeah, no, 8. We just did 8.
No, 57. 57.
8. We do have to go 59, but you just read that.
This is the condition of the battle?
Well, you can go back. Isaiah.
Hey, you want to go back? Go back.
Yeah, this is, okay,
Go
cool.
back to Isaiah.
50, not 58.
Oh, Isaiah.
Look at my shine.
Actually, 59.
Really?
59 now.
59.
It says, For this is the life whereof Moses spake unto the people while he lived. It says,
Right.
Moses, that's the life that Moses spake unto the people while they lived, while he lived, saying, Choose thee life that thou mayest live. Let's get that scripture. I said before you this day, life and death. So choose ye life, so you may live. You see, you see, the angel or the angel sent by the Most High to speak with Esdras,
Right.
actually using scripture that Moses used.
Okay.
What is that?
Deuteronomy 30:19.
Deuteronomy 30:19. Just to show you, even the angels of the Most High, sending by the Most High, using the same thing. There's no reinventing the wheel. Right. So there's nobody coming and tell you something new. Everything that is set is gonna reveal to you that it was said already in the scriptures.
Okay.
There's no new thing.
30:19.
It says, nevertheless, it says, 359 again, for this is the life whereof Moses spake unto the people while he lived. And Moses done, die already. And then he's going back to the scriptures in Deuteronomy 30:19 to tell them this is what he's saying. He's repeating what he says word for word. It's saying, choose the life that thou mayest live. So now, for those who may doubt the Apocrypha, we've linked back to the Bible and show what Moses says in the Bible. Also. 30:19. So we go right back to the Bible and shows what it says, since they separate the Apocrypha from the Bible.
Okay.
There's another verse to go with that one there too.
Okay, and which one is that?
Well, this one here is 30:19 in John 10:22.
John 10:22. Read it.
Oh, we have to get. Oh, we can say. John 10:22. And it was at Jerusalem the feast of the dedication, and it was winter.
That don't link. Huh? Right. You're linking the Apocrypha.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, okay. On a lot of that. Okay, good.
All right.
Go on.
How did that link again?
No, it says that is in the Apocrypha. It doesn't link directly to what we're talking about now, but that also linked with the Apocrypha back and forth.
Oh, that's just another scripture
Linking back,
oh,
but not with,
piece of dedication.
Con.
Okay, all right, God.
But to go back to what Moses said in
Right.
the Torah.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Moses said, make your choice.
Right, but it says, yeah, make your choice, choose life. And that life that he told them to choose is the life of the fight that you gotta fight. The battle that you gotta fight. You're gonna fight that. If you choose this one, this is the condition of the battle that you're gonna fight.
Yeah, you're gonna lose.
No. You're not gonna lose if you choose to fight it. If you choose to fight that life, know that you can fight it, but you cannot fight it on your own. Right? You cannot fight the fight on your own. You got a coach.
No.
And you got Yahushua as your coach.
That's why I'm here with y'all. I'm a brother.
Yahushua is the coach.
Right.
And he's qualified as being the coach because he's not just on the sideline coaching, he played the game.
Right. You know the game.
He know the game. He came and played, and he can tell you how to play every play. 61 now.
Right. I think we had 60.
60?
60.
Gone. Nevertheless, they believed not him, nor yet the prophets after him. So they didn't believe Moses when Moses talked, and still they didn't believe the prophet after him. No, nor me, which have spoken unto them. Okay? That there should not be such heaviness in their destruction, as shall be joy over them that are persuaded to salvation. Had they believed Yahushua, had they believed Moses, what they going through, they would not go through it.
Right.
And
they would not go through it. They would not go to such atrocities that is heavy, right? Whereas, you know, what they have to do to gain salvation. And what's your question?
he also must have spoke to those people too in times past, because he said they didn't believe him either.
Right.
We gotta find that.
They didn't believe Isaiah. They didn't believe Jeremiah.
But
Right.
no, he was talking about himself, wasn't he? The angel was talking about himself.
Right. I mean, it's the same word of the scriptures that we're talking about. Because when Yahushua came, remember the spirit that is speaking, everything stemmed from Yahushua. When Yahushua came, they didn't believe him.
Right. But this angel that's doing the talking,
right,
is saying that he was the one who was speaking to these people at one time in the past.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Right.
We just gotta find that in the Bible.
No, because when the spirit of when they speak to Abraham, you remember prior to us having the written word, the spirit used to speak to the patriarch. Moses had used to appear to the patriarch, the head of the each tribe. So that's how he would speak to them.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. The angel of the Most High said, when they go to sleep, the Most High speak to them. The Most High speak to them. The Most High speak to them, give them instruction.
In their mind. Huh?
Okay.
Right. That's how the spirit will speak to them back then.
And in dreams?
Through revelation, yes. Verse 61 now. That there should not be such heaviness in their destruction, as shall be joy over them that are persuaded to salvation. I answered then and said, I know, Lord, that the Most High is called merciful. Now check this out. He's saying Lord, right? When he's saying Lord, even though we're talking about angels that is sent to Ezra, it's the angel of the Most High, right? That's why he's referring to the spirit that's speaking to him as Lord, right? When he says that I speak to you, they did not listen to me. They speaking in the name of the Most High. It's like the Most High sent them. It's not like the angel individually, right, speaking to Esdras right here based on his own accord. So everything that he's saying, he's relating what the Most High said. That's why he's saying, yes, Lord.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Right.
You get it? So the angel is not going to speak anything but what the Most High tell him to do. So it's like a direct representation of the Most High. Just like Yahushua is a direct representation of the Most High.
Right.
Okay? Just to, so you, for your question, Gabar, right? For your question, that's pretty much what it meant. Because the Most High speak to his angels, right? But it's not the angel that's telling its own word. It's the Most High that's speaking through the angel.
Right.
So that's why he said, when I speak to you in time past, is the Most High speaking through the angels. You got it?
Okay.
Yeah, it's the Most High speaking to the angel. That's why you keep saying you keep seeing Ezra referring to the angel as Lord.
Okay. So you come from the word
from the Most High.
But he's just giving them common courtesy, though. That's the angel talking. He's just giving God's word. The angel telling Ezra's God's word. And Ezra's just being respectful by calling him Lord.
Right.
Right.
All right, so what verse we on now? 62? 62. 63 now. And upon those also that turn to his law, and that he is patient and long suffering, and long suffereth those that have sinned, as his creatures.
Mhm.
65. And that he is bountiful, for he is ready to give where it needeth.
Mhm.
So he's always there to provide for the need that any situation created
Mhm.
for those who follow after his laws. Right? Even though you're gonna fight the battle, you're gonna go to the fight. But when you get to a point where you get a blow, right, you get a heavy burden that you cannot carry,
Uh-huh.
you will make sure he provide what you need to help you follow what you
Uh-huh.
gotta follow. I mean, to help you carry what you have to carry,
Mhm.
so you can keep fighting the fight.
Right.
And that he is of great mercy,
Great mercy.
Mhm.
for he multiplieth more and more mercies to them that are present
Uh-huh.
and that are past, and also to them which are to come. So if the Most High wasn't merciful, we out, done. We wouldn't even be here to talk about,
Yes, right here.
this right here.
Right.
The game would be done and over with long time ago. We wouldn't be here talking about inheritance in the kingdom of the Most High, how we gonna be in the kingdom. We wouldn't even have that discussion right now.
Right.
That's how you show the Most High is merciful.
Right.
And if it was just because we think we trying to do, if we think we're good, like the Pharisees,
Mhm.
doing law without exercising or using the grace of Yahushua, we would have been out too. Verse 68, 67.
67.
For if he shall not multiply his mercy, the world would not continue with them that inherit therein. So you see,
Mhm.
there wouldn't be no inheritance. He would say, you know what? All right, so I wipe out everything, and that's it. Forget Israel.
Right.
That we wouldn't even have inheritance. Talking about the kingdom coming down, the city of Jerusalem. That's it. We wouldn't have that.
Mhm.
It wouldn't be just like the law of karma that the Indians use. You do good, you get good.
Mhm.
You do bad, you wiped out. No mercy.
No mercy.
No mercy. So who would be left? Nobody.
Nobody.
68.
Mhm.
And he pardoneth, for if he did not so, of meted iniquities might be ease of them. The 10,000 part of men should not remain living. Should not remain living. I'll tell you what. No matter how wicked you are,
Mhm.
no matter how wicked this life is,
Mhm.
you still fight. That's the life you know.
Right.
You don't give up. You sick, you get some medicine right quick.
Right.
Even though things are hard and wicked in this world, but you cannot imagine another world, right? Because that's what you know. So the Most High is inviting us to imagine a world without none of these things. Taking pills for this, taking pills for that headache and weight and all that stuff. Right? But yet, even how wicked it is, we still try to live it. Right? And I made that comment before. Nobody sit here and said, man, I want to die right now. No matter how tough things get, you don't want to think about dying unless you are a suicidal person.
Right.
You trying to make things better. You trying to eat something. You trying to do a little here and there because that's what you know. What else do you know? What other life do you know besides this?
Mhm.
right? Verse 69. In being judged, if you should not forgive them that are cured with this that are cured with this word, and put out the multitude of contention, there should be very few left peradventure in an innumerable multitude. So being a judge, if you don't exercise the law of pardon, then when you look at Israel, which is cannot be measured or numbered, all throughout the four corners of the earth, then there will be very, very, very few that would be left. So that's part of being a judge, right? Being a judge, the most I understand the situation, the fight that we in.
Right.
Sometimes we fall.
So, get back up.
Right. And that's why he gave us Yahushua, because if it was for him, we cannot even think of appearing in his presence, because he's all holy. One sin, you out.
Mm-hmm.
No if, no but, no explanation. But being a good judge, he understood all of that. And if someone is cured by the word, then there remain a window of grace for him to live through Yahushua. That's the window of grace through Yahushua. So what comes around, goes around, nonsense. Right? So now we establish that's nonsense.
Is anybody on the telephone?
Yeah.
If it wasn't, we would hear music.
All right, so that's the end
Did he do something?
of chapter 7.
Okay.
So a lot of stuff here. Question that we may have,
Mm-hmm.
or they know that we can ask the Most High question,
Right.
or we might feel, man, I don't want the Most High to come down on me by asking this.
Right.
But it's okay to ask the Most High questions.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when people ask questions, don't get offended. Just look for the answer.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And if you don't have the answer, pray to the Most High that you find the answer,
Okay.
or tell them to ask the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Give you the answer.
give you the answer, or expect to get an answer.
Mm-hmm.
It not mean write that in there, but expect to get an answer,
Okay.
because the Most High is running millions and millions and millions miles an hour while you running 5 miles per hour.
Okay.
So you can never catch up.
Catch up with
Sir,
Huh? You cannot catch up with the Most High. To box with the Most High.
you can't do it.
Can't do it. So that's why we gotta every now and then be cognizant of how powerful the Most High is, but yet you can still ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
So asking the Most High for wisdom in a confusing situation
Mm-hmm.
is key, right? It's key to get more wisdom and understand this fight that you find in. Because situation,
Mm-hmm.
it can be a very tough thing to trust the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why a lot of people think the Most High is a fraud. And usually is in the midst of problem that they're going through.
Mm-hmm.
And they like, man, why is this thing happening to me? I'm following the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And you know what? I don't know, man. Does God really exist? I mean, honestly, does God really exist through all these things happening to me? I just got my car just got towed.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I'm about to lose my house.
Right.
Right,
Right.
and it's man, and this is happening, that is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Man, is the most true? I have people in the world who are not doing this
Right.
better than me.
Uh-huh.
I mean, why me?
Mm-hmm.
You know, why me? Those are all confusing situations.
Right.
In the midst of that, that's when you got to be mindful, because at the same time, Satan is right there.
Right.
Satan's like, yeah, does he? Yeah, it's a good question. Does he really exist? Yeah, because I mean, if I were you, you know, I don't know, man. I would not do this that way, because you've been doing this for years, man. Right? It makes sense.
Just like Job.
Yeah, it makes sense
Job
to.
was told, well, you might as well curse him
Yeah.
and die. They told him
This
that.
is it. See, let me show you. Just go out there and do this, man, and you ain't got to worry about that, man. You ain't got to worry about that, and then you go out there and go against the Most High, and you get a quick fix. You're like, man, that's what I was looking for. Then you go down the street, there you go, more problem. You're like, man, I've been deceived by this guy.
He deceived me.
Why did I listen to him? And then he come back and said, man, you told me you need a relief, man. I just told you I was gonna give you a release. Then I give you a release. Yeah, you did give me a release, man, but that's not what I'm looking for. Meanwhile, if you keep getting that shortcut, next thing you know, you become Satan's dominion. So that's what we don't want to happen to us. So in confusing situation, asking the Most High. And if you don't get the answer, expect an answer and wait. Because the Most High is running fast. You had a question?
No, I just want to say something. Because
Ain't no question.
It's okay. Listen to
no,
me.
just something quick.
Quick, let's go.
Isaiah 55:8.
Isaiah 55:8.
Yeah, I say it quickly.
I'm with you. You know that.
Isaiah 55:8, because the Most High got everything in control.
Right.
And the Most High doing a whole lot of things, and you're sleeping or you're slumbering and all that stuff. The Most High got everything in control.
Right. And the thing about it is, it's easy to say that. Right? Then let me play the other side. It's easy to say that
Easy to say.
before we find ourselves in a personal jam. It's not like the scripture is not true. We still believe that the Most High got things in control. But that gym right there, like, dang, man. Man, Most High, you got me? I'm scared, man. I'm scared. I don't want to lose you, but at the same time, the situation I'm going through, man, you know, that's how, you know, at times.
So you wake up you go to sleep and you wake up in the morning, the sun is still there. Go to sleep, sun is still there. The Most High got everything in control. Isaiah 55:8.
Okay.
For my thoughts are not your thoughts,
Right.
neither are your ways my ways,
right.
said the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So we think about all this stuff, and the Most High got everything.
Right.
And I don't think like you. I don't act like you.
Right. So in the present time, Yahushua is telling Esdras, why stressing yourself in the present right now? Think about what's in the future. Right? Think about the future. But in the future, you cannot see far in the future. Right? You cannot see far in your eyes not brilliant enough. You cannot see far in the future.
Right.
But the testament is here. Yahushua came and died. The inheritance we haven't have our hands on, but it's there. It's all written.
Right.
It's either you're gonna trust the Most High that you're gonna put your hand in, you're gonna find the inheritance and put your hands in it in due time when the Most High, allow you to put your hands on it, or you're gonna continue to doubt the Most High. And if we ask Most High a question based on that stance, you just starting to have problems.
Right.
You got to be sincere in the question that we ask, and that's what Esdras pretty much lay out here. So now we're done with the first part. We're gonna go to a break. We'll be right back for the second half.
Right.
And we 120. We 127 now. We'll get back at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
So stay tuned. Yeah, I'll give you 3 more minutes.
All right, I'll be back.
All right. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Shalom.
Same channel.
Same channel.
But those are good.
It was a last minute thing. Okay. It was like I got there about 8 o'clock. Right. I was like, man, I should have called him. He ain't gonna get paid that fast.
You're right.
Yeah, Lord.